Let's go ahead and put some flames inside of our fire now. Go to the hierarchy and create a new particle system. And we'll label this one, let's just call this one flames. Let's place the flames inside the fire right there. And then be sure your position is set to 0, 0, 0. Go ahead and open up your rendering rollout. We'll go ahead and replace that one with our flames material right here. So now we have our flames on this side of it. We want to make sure that the sort mode is set for distance. Right above there is a texture sheet. Let's go ahead and click on the checkbox for that. Now the amount that we have currently, we've got a 4 by 8 row. So we'll do a, let's see, I think it'll be 8 by 4. There we go. So we'll have the 8 on there and the 4. We've got all the pieces going through. We'll make sure we do 2 cycles of it. So every time it goes through a cycle on the duration, we'll do it 2 times through on the animation. For the duration length, let's go ahead and go back up here. We'll set it to 2. And let's go ahead and get the speed from bouncing around here. Let's just set the speed to 0 so we have it stopped there. So we got our animation basically starting. Let's fix our lifetime. So the lifetime on this one, we want to make a random between 2 variables. We'll do this one at about a 0.5 to a 1. There we go. Maybe a little bit more on the lifetime. Let's try a 0.75 here. Yeah. Alright. So the next thing, just like we've done before, remember if we have the flame going, what we really want to do is turn the shape off. So we want that focus just on the one flame right there. Now at the moment we can't actually see it because it's being engulfed with this one, and just while we're working on it, I'm actually going to drag this forward a little bit here, and then we'll raise it up. Remember the whole shape is a little bit bigger, so when we do work on this we'll want to make sure it's above the 0 plane. So there we go. Alright, so while we have this one, the flames being set, we've got our speed, we have our lifetime set right here, the speed is set to 0, the start size, we could do our start size between 2 random variables as well, and we'll do a 1 to a 1.25. There we go. So we get a little bit of a small and a big type of piece bouncing between them. The start rotation, again, the rotation for this one, we don't want a lot of rotation involved with it because we're trying to get it to just go just a little to the left and a little to the right. So we'll do a negative 10 to a 10. So have a little bit of bouncing back and forth on it. Alright. The start color itself, we'll just leave it white, and then we'll do our color over lifetime and change those up on it. The gravity, we can have it moving up just a little bit here. We're going to do a negative, we'll try a point, let's see, a 0.2, see how high this makes it. So it's a little bit high for it. Let's try a negative 1.5. There we go. It looks a little bit closer. We're losing it a little bit, but once we do our fading, it should actually look pretty good together. Alright, and then for the other one, we're just going to do world on this one. That way it can actually move. This one will be one that when you move, you'll actually have the flame moving around with it in case it is connected to something. Alright, the max particles, we can take this down to about 10. The emissions, when we go into here, we're actually just going to do an emit, we're going to do about 3. We don't want to have a huge amount of flames being tossed out, but we do want enough to be able to be seen with it. There we go. And let's double check our start size. Yeah, forgot to set the start size. When you reset it, sometimes they'll, when you set it for the 2 value, it'll erase that first value. So be sure your start size is 1 to 1.2. Alright, so we've got those. We'll go down to our color over lifetime. Let's go ahead and click on it to get it started. The color over lifetime that we want to do, we'll do kind of like we've done before. Click on the alpha for the right hand, click on the alpha for the left hand, right hand sides, and turn them down to 0. We'll go about 15 to 20 on the inside here. And let's take this one, we're going to take it all the way up. We want it to be smooth down here into a full piece. And then when we get over to the side, somewhere around that 75% range, we want to make it a little bit darker. So we want that fade to be strong, and then fade, and then completely fade out. So we're just trying to get it so it feels a little bit like a popping fire, but not too much where it jitters around. There we go. So that value, just looking at it from there, we've got this one at 75 and 60, and we have this one at 20 at 255. There we go. Alright, so we have our color over lifetime. Now we just want to go to our size over lifetime, and we'll click on the graph with a curve on it. The overall size, let's go ahead and, similar to the other one, we'll go ahead and increase this one to a 1.5, and then we'll just click on the simulate again so it'll start up. And let's drag we'll start it off big, and then we'll have it go smaller as it gets higher up. So we'll take the value down. Let's see, so if we were to take it really far, do you see how they have that kind of ugly little kind of small pop right there? We don't want it super small, we just want it to go a little bit. So we're going to just kind of watch until it gets there. It's probably take it down to about a 1 to a 1.2 range, somewhere around there. There we go. So now you have the size over lifetime, and we've got our animation set up. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. If you want to add a different color to it, you're certainly welcome to. We've kept it at the white so far. So let's double check real quick. If we were to add this, we'll take the X and the Z back to 0, and make sure we've got all of our values set to 0 for it here. Let's see. There we go. And then let's raise the actual value up, so it's going up above it. Alright. So that's looking pretty good. We might actually take the fire value itself. We may take the alpha down. I'm just going to check on it real fast just to see. There we go. So it looks like that might actually be a better value. So on your fire, and this is going to be where we kind of play with it together here. The fire particle, if you go to your start color on it, and take your value down to about, we'll go down to about 60 right here. Alright, so we want them, what we're looking for is for those to be playing together. We want them to feel like it's just part of a whole flame. So you've got a really good heat fill right here, and then you've got that fire that feels like it's actually part of it, all happening right there. Alright, so that'll finish off our fire and our flames, and that'll set us up for one more piece to the fire element, which will have the glow, and we'll just kind of have a glow heat going up from there.